Johnny's Bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it took.
Watch Johnny's Bite.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Monday, the 2nd of September. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. September is a very special month for me because it's my birth month. It's the birth month of the great Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and many other greats. And as we count down to the big birthday and also to other great things, we want to welcome you to this special month and to pray that the good Lord himself will grant you all the blessings and the mercies that come along with this day. So welcome to September, and gradually we're getting closer. 96 days to the big election. And I'm sure that you are thinking and looking and watching and hearing and dissecting and bisecting, trisecting, trying to understand the issues. It's always good to vote based on issues, not just based on party coloration. Because at the end of the day, as Pastor Mensa Altabil once said, many, many years ago before now, that your vote has a way of making you suffer if you do not take the right decisions. And that no matter what you do, and I'm paraphrasing, God will not come down to be the judge here. You will have to take the decision. After that launch of the Election Command Center here, I had a strange message from a friend of mine. And this friend of mine is also a trusted source, and he's around the passport office, the birth and death registry, you know, around that. You need one document to be able to achieve the other, and all of the Ghana card. He's within that circle, and he usually gives me very concrete information. So somebody passed me an information, and I confirmed with him. And the information I got was that while people are busy saying all manner of things on the campaign platforms, their children, listen to me carefully, Gen Z and abled youth, their children, while they are saying all manner of things on the campaign platforms, their children are busy getting their birth certificates renewed, because some of them, and even including sitting Ogboros, their birth certificates are still the old ones, the handwritten ones. They are busily converting them now. I say, quote me, there are people who are within the ages of 18, 19, 20, young people, who are sent with V8s where the engines are left on, with pressure calls that come through, just so they could get either the passport or the birth certificate done for them as soon as possible. They want to check out. No be so? Those who have gone there, because our eyes and ears are on the ground there, they know what I'm talking about. And yet they will encourage you to say and do all manner of things. And yet it's just an election. I say, go to the birth and death registry. Check out the V8s. Check out those at the age of 18, 19, and 20 who come and wait there because their parents have asked them to come and wait there, including some senior persons in this society who still have the handwritten, handwritten birth certificate. They're trying to change them. Question is, why now? Why now? That's the question. Why now? And the pressure calls that come along, because we all know, we have been told that there's a process and it's been digitalized and you have to go through a certain timeline to be able to get it. We understand, we appreciate that. But now people have had to make pressure calls to get those things done for them. The question is, why now? So when you wake up, want to do giddy, pause and think. Does your parent have the wherewithal to make those calls, to put you in a V8 at age 19 or 18 or 20, maybe younger, to go and wait with the pressure calls to get that facility done for you? Can your parents or your forebears or your caretakers or whoever it is, guardians, have the money or afford the money to be able to get you on a plane to run away? Can they do that? Think. And while I ask you to think, I am so gobsmacked this morning that at 3 a.m., because the airport never sleeps, at 3 a.m., somebody takes a more hammer, goes to the airport roundabout, and start destroying the statues of the big six in the full glare of the public. 3 a.m. The airport never sleeps. Read my lips. You go to the airport and there are all manner of authorities there. National security is here. You have towing vehicles. You go and make a mistake where the gentleman went and had time enough, put the images there, had time enough to break down all the six. Go there and go and park even your bicycle there. Leave it there for 2 minutes. You see people who have been gymming with leftover metals from corn mill machines. They will come and tell you they are from national security. They will logo everything away. Go to the terminals where you are told that you cannot be there for more than 10 minutes or 5 minutes, Abi. You park. You are even standing by the vehicle, taking out your luggage from your bag. Somebody comes to clamp your vehicle. So how is it that all these people, national security, military, police, why? They are all there. Everybody is there. Customs, immigration, fire service, everybody, all the security institutions, architecture, they're there. We have national security coordinator. They are all there. How is it that somebody is able to climb onto this thing and had time enough to demolish everything? Hey, does it tell you something about our security in this country? This is the gateway into the country. And that's why it doesn't surprise me that behind Flagstaff House, people can have cattle roaming freely and grazing behind the Jubilee House. You remember not so long ago, somebody, two guys on a motorbike stole somebody's stuff. It took a taxi driver to go and knock them down, and then the vice president went to reward the gentleman within a 300-meter radius. I've been talking about the street light behind the Jubilee House that's not functional. Talking about the street light in front of Nanado's home at Nima Junction that's not functional. And most of the time. Now, this is the gateway. We are inviting investors. People are coming in, tourism. We're getting towards December, beyond the return, year of return. It's a happy moment for us. We're raking cash. Somebody has more hammer. Is able to stand up there in the middle. If you know where the airport roundabout is, towards the left, there's the airport shell. Right behind him would have been the gateway to the airport itself. All the terminals. To the right, he's going towards the Spintex Road area. Right? And right opposite him, he's coming onto the main airport road, the highway that connects to the Accra Mall. He stands at that juncture. And he's able to break down everything. Where was the security? Were there no CCTV cameras? Were the security sleeping? Or were they struggling to stay awake? Ejumanu eninye. This is the work. I said this morning, if you like, at the same time, I'm sure that somebody would have had the same story, that I went to park my car at airport. I was just taking out luggage. Or I was waiting for somebody for 3 minutes, 2 minutes for the person to just join the vehicle. The vehicle was clamped. You go and pay. You will go and pay. Ghana. Anyway, I hope that we are able to find out the real reason behind this demolition. Because we there, enkoye. There are 8 people who so far have showed their faces. They want to lead Ghana. 8 people. 8 gentlemen. Dr. Ankra, Dr. Baumia, John Dramani Mahama, Lankuju Tremantin, Hassan Ayariga, my good friend, the independent Kofi, and then also Kofi Akpalu, and then also Kwabe Bediakun. Cheddar yesterday, he spoke. And Cheddar yesterday said something that I think should stick with all of us. His was not the Yetisikasu accommodating. No, because now Yetisikasu but accommodating. But his was, we are sitting on gold, and yet we're looking for money. That yesterday struck me. Perhaps that was the only thing that struck me. But he says, we are sitting on gold and looking for money. These 8 people, very soon we'll have different authorities come to them to say, go and sign a peace pact. That's what we have seen started already. If they all go and pick up their forms and the Electoral Commission doesn't disqualify them, already Movement for Change are complaining that they also deserve to have a copy of the register, and rightly so. Because when they fill the form, people have been disqualified in this country because they were told that, oh, the people who endorsed your forms were not qualified. Oh, it's happened before. Go back to the history and check. The last election, the last 2 elections, it's happened before. So these 8 people, put the picture up there, please. These 8 people are aspiring to lead the country. I'm going to play a series of videos for you. And usually we say, oh, the thing is between NDC and MPP. Now, the Movement for Change people say, oh, then it's between Alan Tremantin and John Dramani Mahama, because as for Dr. Baumia, he has messed up his case. Politicians can say and do anything. But it is the consequence of their actions that actually come to bite us. The consequence of their actions that come to bite us if we decide to shut up and keep quiet. Here's the running mate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh. You see, people say Dr. Opoku Prempeh is arrogant. People say he doesn't know how to speak publicly. People say he has been well trained. The other time I saw a Queen Mother hold a press conference to say, oh, hey, your confidence is being misconstrued as arrogance. He himself has had cause to say that, oh, in Ghana, when you speak the truth, they say you are arrogant, you are this, you are that. Later, he came to apologize for it and all of that. But he made certain comments over the weekend. Listen to him.
Obesity hospital, no obesity munching. Open hospital and upper munching. Open hospital and upper munching. Obama State School, Obama School and Obama State. Obama School and Obama State. Open Candia and upper soon. Open Candia and upper soon. Open MPP and INDC. Open MPP and INDC. Open
It's okay for the running mate to say, oh, pay NDC and now pay MPP. Oh, pay way and now pay way. It's okay. But when you now come to the subject matter of, I know who killed who, there's a problem. And I made an earlier statement that you can say what you want to say. It is the consequence of what you say on the people that matters. And I hope the national security listened. I hope the National Peace Council listened. I hope the eminent people in society, I hope they listen. I hope our counselors, I hope they are listening. I hope all the people who later come to say, oh, let bygones be bygones, let everything, I hope they listened. He's talking about the fact that it is only the NDC that killed pastors, right? Somebody who developed an HIV medication that they killed them, and so literally saying that they will kill people if you elect them into office. And people in Zongos, if you vote for us, NDC will come, they will, demolish this and give you a mortuary, they will not give you a hospital, all of that. I don't have too much time. Now, I'm saying that it is the consequence of what people say. I showed you 8 people. The 8 people will take a cue, or the other 6 will take a cue from what the top 2 will be doing. I'm sure that if I stood here today and said that I know who killed Ahmed Swale, who died under Nanado's watch while under witness protection, I'm sure the police would invite me. I'm sure that if I go on and mention that I know who killed Reverend Nyabemado of the Assemblies of God Church, who died under this regime, I would be called to come and answer. I know that if I say, oh, the late Kwanzaa MP for Infantsman, I know who killed him, I would be called to answer. I know that if I say, oh, I know who killed J.B. Danko Edu under the erstwhile administration, Mahama administration, I'll be called to answer. I know if I mention that I know who killed Fenek Otri, I'll be called to answer. And many other names. Roger Komsing, Openyinga, that they named them. So many names. So now if somebody says that, oh, for example, 2 people who died, one I understand in 82, one in 1990. That was a military era. Are we comparing a military era to a democratic era? What happens to President Kufuor's 2001 National Reconciliation Commission led by the Venerable Justice Samoa Sechi and the late Mulvey Wahab and Professor Henrietta Mensah Busu, Archbishop Palmer Buckle, all General Esking? There was a whole panel that was televised. What happens to what they said to the nation after their work? And President Kufuor knew that people had that pain in them. So he set up that for people to let out their pain and anger. Even now, we have not been able to properly compensate the people as recommended by that commission. Is this the time now to start talking about some of these things when people are crying about bread and butter issues? So if people also start mentioning names, will we be able to sit around the table to have peace? Is this even a responsible response to the demand for the lives of the 8 people who died in the last election, in spite of the fact that a peace pact was signed, and yet 8 people died? Al Jazeera called it a bloody election. BBC covered it, CNN covered it, VOA covered it. Check the international portal, they all covered it. Thus far, the President of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, the man who swore to defend and protect all of us, has not said a word about it. If people are asking for a response and as to why the President has not said a word about it, is this a responsible response? Is this care? Is this a responsible response? Let me take you back to Parliament. The first Deputy Speaker, Joseph Wusu MP for Ashanti Bekwai, this matter was put before him. Listen to his response. He's a lawyer, by the way, but listen to his response.
Lives in the Techiman South constituency.
I think that it is not fair for people to refer to an event without going back. What happened? Should the president just talk about if a criminal is shot?
The best in the morning is on
92.7
Sunrise on 3FM.
What happened? The president should stay out. Let the investigative people determine what happened. But I think it's not fair to insist that because somebody died, even if he was in the process of committing a crime, it becomes an issue. No, I beg to differ.
Not even commiserations to the families?
Hello? Do we commiserate with the families of armed robbers? We should.
Are the people who died armed robbers, or are they criminals?
Crime? Were they in the process of committing a crime? Let's determine that. These are thinking of any victim of any victim attracts our sympathy. I don't support that. If I am wrongly killed, I deserve sympathy.
The
But
best
if
in the
I am
morning
shot in
is
the
on
process of preventing a crime,
92.7
I deserve
Sunrise on 3 FM.
From your own estimations, these ones are not deserving.
Okay, we haven't determined that. That's why that should not be our process. Our process now, our focus now should what happened. Nobody's talking about what happened.
Were you a bit disappointed that the president did not even speak at all about the people who lost their lives in the Techiman South constituency?
I think that it is not fair for people to refer to an event without going back. What happened?
What happened? Have our police been able to tell us? So will it be fair to make prejudicial comments? What happened? And what has happened since then? And if we're asking people to get round the table, why are we asking them to get round the table if the issues remain unanswered? You see why I mentioned that politicians can say anything, but the consequence of what they say will come back to bite. Now the NDC is putting its card and saying, this is what we agreed in the past. We have not been able to achieve it, so go and do it and come back. Peace Council says, let bygones be bygones. And then the question that the families are asking is that, you have killed my people, you have killed my children. You see, I should let bygones be bygones. Bring your children, let me kill them too, so that bygones can be bygones. There cannot be peace without justice. Is that not what the Rastafarians say? Is that not what the Rastafarians say? Now, in the midst of all this, while we are trying to solve and talk about it, the youth leader of the party in power, that must show the shining example first. The shining example because the party in power holds authority. The party in power is the one who has the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, the chairman of the police council, the chairman of the military council, the chairman of this, the chairman of this, national security coordinator. Everybody answers to the leader of that party. And so they must show the shining example and show the way so that the other seven will follow, as I mentioned earlier from the beginning. What way are they showing? Listen to my own brother Salam. Listen to him.
I'm also telling them the NPP would not sacrifice this election on the altar of peace. I said the NPP will not sacrifice power on the altar of peace. We will not do it. We will not submit. We will not be cowed. We will not be intimidated. We will not be pushed back. Joy, models where they are natural models. And so we don't pay anyone. If the NDC believe they are more stronger than us, they should dare us in this election, and they will see that remember our hope. We are for peace. We like peace. We are for the progress of this country. But we will not be pushed out by any form of tactics. We are Ghana for Epe, Omukotu Abba Emma MPP. The MPP, by the grace of God, inshallah, will continue to be in office for better Mahmoud Bawumia and for Midamuni.
So, we will not sacrifice this election on the altar of peace. Topic sentence, if you did secondary school English and topic sentence, we will not, and if you were a news editor, it will be a good caption. We will not sacrifice this election on the altar of peace. The Peace Council is asking for the elections to be sacrificed on the altar of peace, that let bygones be bygones. And if you know Salam, he's a very calm person. Salam is calm like a Kofi Tonto or calm like a Kofi Ameyao. Very calm gentleman. So you start thinking and wondering what would have pushed him to make such a statement at this particular time when everybody is hoping and willing that we will all come to the center and think of Ghana first. and he was speaking to the young people of the party and even telling them of his muscles and the bones in it and how it will resist and all of that. Flip the coin. Giorgio Pareado, also Pablo, he also goes on to, and he also talks about muscles, blah, blah, blah. Then flip the coin. All the other youth organizers go on. Can we have peace in this country with this kind of attitude? And we are watching. Everybody is looking on. I say that the call for peace will be determined by the people who hold power, because they will be the shining example. Listen to Apostle Abraham Lamte. He had a wise words to say about peace. Listen to him.
Peace, is it underrated or overrated?
Peace has not been overrated, but rather underrated.
Why do you say that?
I say so because we don't understand it. And if we do, we will bring it to, you see, you can't overrate or underrate peace.
Peace is peace.
Peace is peace. But then peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is not the absence of challenges or problems or trials.
Right.
But peace is the awareness of your state and the knowledge that God is there with you, so it's okay.
So we're going to an election.
Yes, sir.
We will sign peace pacts. Political party A, B, C, D will come and sign peace pacts. I pledge.
What is the need? What is the use of signing peace pacts if everybody understands peace? Thank you.
But then we sign these peace pacts.
For
and then we go and see election violence. For example, the last election, 8 people died. We have not spoken about
so
it.
signing
We're going to
does
sign another
not
one.
bring peace. It is the knowledge of it and knowing the value of it that brings peace.
But whose job is that?
Everybody's job
In society.
It's society's job. You know, when greed, selfishness, self-centeredness disappears from society, peace becomes automatic. So you don't need everybody to stay away from these 3 before you know you have peace. But you create them for yourself. Be an advocate of peace. Be everywhere you go, let peace be the aura, the energy around you.
Right.
Now, peace is the desire to look foolish in the sight of everyone who thinks they are right, but you know they are wrong, yet for peace sake, you keep quiet.
But even this that Apostle Abraham Lamte said, he's being chased and harassed all over the place. In the meantime, remember that the name Salam means peace. That's why you say Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Wa alaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Wa alaikum salam. I wanted to talk to you about Kolebu Teaching Hospital, but you cry. Remember that if I tell you everything today, tomorrow if I come, what will I tell you? You can add the emoji. Good morning. Call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Oh, Dewale.
International.
Talk to me.
City of Peace.
Yes, sir.